In this video, we will graph the graph of cotangent. I drew another table here, and we could think about cotangent if you would like. And what I did in the calculator is I just plugged them in because we're going to have to graph these. But cotangent, really being reciprocal of tangent, means that instead of sine of cosine, then it's going to be cosine over sine. I wanted to point this out because it makes it a little bit more obvious why we have d and e's here. Because we would have 1 divided by cosine. So we have that, and then we get a 0 in the middle. All the other numbers look pretty similar. What I want you to notice, though, is when we graph this, notice that the d and e start at 0 and end at pi. This makes our graph a lot prettier. I guess prettier, maybe not the right word. It's starting at 0 instead of being split across the y-axis. So I'm going to draw my asymptotes. If it'll straighten up, I'll have to redo that. All right. There we go. So my asymptotes are going to happen every other pi. So there's my dotted line, and then I'm going to also duplicate, and every pi is where that one's going to start happening. So go, get my some of that up. Going this way as well. Right, and then one more. I think I sometimes make this more complicated than it has to be. Okay, so I have my asymptotes there. And then I see that it's going through 0 at pi over 2. And it's doing that same thing as last time. It went up by 1 in both directions here. And then there's an asymptote. Right, it's going to be pretty steep here because my scaling and my y's are in their 20s. So it looks something like that. It's just the tangent graph, the exact same one, but flipped and moved over. So one thing tangent you could think about looks like this. So tangent's increasing, cotangent is decreasing. Unless they have a negative out front, like we saw in that last example, one of those examples, that tangent function ended up looking like a cotangent. And that's because it's literally just vertically flipped. So now I'm going to duplicate and put these in here. And they go on forever. I could keep duplicating if I wanted to. So that is what cotangent looks like, directly related to tangent. Makes sense that it's reciprocal, so it's just flipping it over. It's flipping my graph over to and moving it. So